What I'm saying is, with the border being as porous and the number of people surging through, and the fact that, you've got the New York mayor giving out the $50 million cards out for the folks that are illegal, what's happening is America is waking up. It's kind of like a collective awakening. It's the equivalent of losing your virginity in terms of your trust and your naivety in your own institutions. When conservatives get red-pilled, or when even me, as an evangelical Christian, goes from wanting to believe that your FBI and your government is really, it may make mistakes now and then, but on the whole, it's kind of like the Hannity line, 99% of them are all good. Well, not so fast, Hashimoto. We don't believe that anymore. We wonder just how rotten that apple is. Does it go all the way to the core? Americans are beginning to suspect that we need a radical wrecking ball, and Trump comes along at just that moment in history where those 4 years of Democrat dominance has produced policy pain that cannot be denied. And so I think there is an awakening. It's happening, not of the sorts that is the traditional type, but the precursor, perhaps, to a spiritual awakening is a rude awakening, and that's what's happening. Back to this bill. I cannot imagine that these senators could, 22 senators I got listed here, could possibly think that the MAGA movement that is defining the Republican Party is going to sit with this old school, deep state, slush fund, lousy cobbling together of a couple of dollars here for the border and throw something over there to Israel while Biden is telling them, cease fire, we're going to end this thing. Leave the terrorists in the final location. It's the only way that I could get reelected. And so all of the cynicism that I'm expressing now, I believe, is no longer right-wing extremism, as the left would call it. I think it's becoming the independent awareness, the Joe Rogan awareness. The one senator that I am most distressed about, it's not Mitt Romney, he's not running again. It's John Kennedy. John Kennedy of Louisiana has always been, for me, one of the most entertaining guys that, kind of like gets it and points out the hypocrisy and the irony of politics in Washington. Why John Kennedy? I wrote him a letter. I'm glad. I welcome him to appear on the show or call in or explain himself. He's really a likable and a popular conservative voice, but he's signed off on this. Why, you might ask? I think it's the old boys club. I think him and McConnell and the committees they're on, and they're swapping cattle back and forth with something going on between Louisiana and some appropriations committee. There's something going on that's making John Kennedy number himself with the transgressors on this. But I do have a cut here I think we ought to be able to go with. What do we have here? Would you play the video 2, please? Senate passes this $95 billion package. It's a short one. Just watch this.
On this vote, the yeas are 70, the nays are 29. The bill, as amended, passes.
The nays are 29. We should really be celebrating the fact that there's 29 that are willing to push back, because this has got to end. These are the people that allow the country to get into $33 trillion worth of debt. These are the senators that'll sit there while the nation's being invaded.